Joining me on the closing act, I'm excited to have with me Loretta Walsh, award-nominated actor and has been a professional actor for over 20 years, and Ben Immanuel, who's a multi-award-winning actor, writer, director, and producer. And they're both here today to talk about the lifespan of a fact. Also, Loretta is also the founder, artistic producer of the theater company Kindred Theater. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes, and congratulations on the play, the upcoming play, The Lifespan of a Fact. I love it. I love the title. And so is this your first time working together? No, I don't think so. Am I correct?
No, we have a long history of collaborating creatively together in theater and a little bit in film, and also we're teachers. Ben is a wonderful acting teacher, and that's how I met Ben a number of years ago now by taking his class, and I'm also now a teacher within his studio, Haven Acting Studio. So we have a very collaborative relationship, and yeah, it's always a very fun and good experience when we work together.
And Loretta has single-handedly kept me returning to the stage as an actor. For, I guess, over a decade now, we've done 3 or 4 plays together. Mm-hmm. So I've directed a play with Loretta in it and appeared in 2 or 3 acting together. So I'm very grateful to Loretta and her theater company for, all the work that she and they do in order to get these plays up, because doing independent theater, it really takes a tremendous amount of determination.
Yes, absolutely. Because you were in Dinner with Friends, right? One of the, but theater acting or stage acting is such, it's so different from TV and film, right? Where there's so much, like, can you tell our viewers and listeners the amount of work that's involved? I mean, you have to prep for your lines, but what is the difference between stage acting and acting for TV and film?
What do you think, Loretta? What would you say is a basic difference?
Well, I mean, I sort of work under the philosophy that acting is acting, but I'm really aware of where the audience is. On camera, the audience is real close. So that's going to require an adjustment. And in theater, we have the luxury in some ways of being able to help tell the story with our full body language, with our voices, with behavior, and being able to take up more space. So I think that, you don't have to be any kind of expert to watch something on film or be in a theater and go, oh, that's good. And also in the same way, human beings are able to tell if something is authentic and resonates and is truthful as well. They don't have to be an expert. So I think that the craft of acting is a demanding one, and I think it's a really fulfilling one. And getting back to that idea of discipline, man, like just really having the drive and the motivation to say, yes, every day we're going to get up and we're going to work on this, and we're going to think about what the writer's intentions are with this play and really tell this story and share it, with as many people as we can. So that's a little diversion, but Ben, what about you?
Well, I think that's really well said, Loretta. I think one of the big differences is that film and television ultimately is in the hands of the director and the editor in post-production. So no matter what you do on the day when you're there, once it's in the camera, it's out of your hands, and it will become what it becomes in the process. And it really is the vision ultimately of the director or the creators. Stage, people say it's a writer's medium because we do our work based on this great text. But for us, really, once you're on stage, it's all you. It's all in the hands of the actors. Nobody can stop the show in the middle and say, do it this way or do it that way. So that's one of the thrills of being an actor on stage, is that you really get to run with the ball. And it's really up to you to keep that ball in the air and drive the show forward. Nobody can stop it and adjust you, no matter what happens, right? So that's the thrill. That's what you know, people call life on the wire. As an actor, you're really walking the high wire. There's no net. So that's a big part of it. And the other really important thing, especially now, uh, you know, it's a bit of a cliche to say now more than ever, but we really feel it's the truth. And I'm sure you'll agree that because we live in a society where people aren't connecting and aren't dealing with each other, and people stare at their phones all day or stay
Yes.
home and watch streaming TV, we're really not getting that human experience of watching a show together. And one of my favorite sounds that I just love is being in a theater full of people and hearing an audience all laugh together or sigh together, or just sort of a murmur of acknowledgement. If it's, you know, a little play with 20 people in the audience or 100 or 2,000, feeling that connectedness with the audience and how that, you know, reflects back from the stage back to the audience and back and forth is such a magical thing. I hope people will get out and take a chance and be a part of that experience, because theater is co-created between the audience and the performers.
Yeah, so well said. Thank you for you know, sharing, because there's something about an audience, right? Every audience is different, like every time you perform, and so I want to congratulate you on the upcoming play, The Lifespan of a Fact. Now, your roles, Ben, you are a writer. Your role, you play John, the
Yes,
character.
I play an essayist
Yeah.
named John DeGata, who is based rather closely on a real person. Um, and I've written an essay with a very sensitive, perhaps controversial subject. And in the play, uh, Loretta's character plays the editor of the magazine, and she assigns a fact checker to take a good
Mm,
look at my essay, and he starts to tear it apart, word by word, sentence by sentence. So he and I are sort of debating the relevancy of, you know, factual accuracy versus artistic interpretation. And Loretta's character, where would you say you are in that mix, Loretta?
I think that I've been in the job as the editor in chief of this magazine for quite some time, and so I've seen a lot of changes. And I think that, you know, at the heart of my character, she really believes in story and the powerful conduit that story can be for people. And she absolutely loves John Togata's piece. And her magazine is in trouble because, you know, she has an aging audience, ad sales are not what they used to be. And so she's really looking for something to engage people in a really powerful way that, you know, narrative and story has the capability of doing so. She is moving between the two worlds of the artistic side, in which she loves language and she loves storytelling, and she's on Joan's side, and also the legal ramifications and
mm,
current climate of the world, in which if we are going to call something nonfiction, it must be factual.
mm.
Otherwise, she understands how much of a responsibility she has as a journalist in having journalistic integrity, and by making sure that her magazine is meeting journalistic standards, because it will be judged as such. And if there is a mistake, or if there is something in this story that is perceived as a lie, it can undo our entire platform of being trusted as a member of the press.
Yes, it's so timely, right? With um, artificial intelligence, you know, what is true, what is not true, and fact checking, even though it looks true, or it's so timely. And I mean, what really attracted you to the roles? Like, what was it like? Ah, this is awesome, because it's based on a true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I saw the play, a New York production in 2018, with some great performers, Bobby Cannavale, Daniel Radcliffe, and Cherry Jones, who were all at the top of their game. And, you know, just a very explosive, energetic, funny, sort of relentless experience watching the play. You know, it can sound in some ways very analytical, and dogmatic, but really what it is, it's about passion for what these people do, what they believe in. So I'm always attracted to a good argument. That's what theater really is. It's an argument. It's a debate, to be or not to be, right? And so we debate those sides. So the debate between these two characters is very compelling because they're not coming at this as it's not business to them. It's personal, you know. It's this artist's deep belief that the artistic interpretation that goes back, you know, to the Greeks, to all these respected authors going back to the beginning of the written word. They've always done this. They've always altered and sort of rearranged facts to tell an overall narrative. And the other character is from a younger generation. He's played by Tal Schulman, an excellent actor who we met when he was studying at our studio. And it's really great to be able to bring in the next generation to work with us. And he's a very experienced actor and really great. And so he's a younger generation. He's a millennial. And they are very savvy about social media and the internet and the ramifications of a single fact being questioned and how that can unravel not only credibility, but somebody's livelihood. And in Loretta's character's case, you know, can potentially take down a magazine. So the stakes are high. That's what attracted me to it, is stakes. And whenever Loretta and I have done plays, we've always chosen things that are really hard. We've never, right? We've never done something that's just like, oh, this will be fun. We always do something where we kind of go, oh, God, are we going to pull this off? Are people going to, you know, are people going to be able to kind of take this journey with us, or Vancouver audiences more inclined to have a lighter, funner ride? But this show's got it all. It's funny and it's intellectually challenging and topical. So that's why I'm in. How about you, Loretta? Why are you putting yourself through this punishment again?
I know. Well, as a producer, I was really looking for a play, and this is my first time producing a play since pre-pandemic. And so I was looking for something that was extremely topical. I like this play very much because it's the kind of play that I want to go and see. It's funny and it's smart, and it's also going to force certain members of the audience feel certain things about their humanity and other people's humanity. And we're going to leave the theater having so much to discuss. Whose side were you on? What swayed you? What do you think is the actual answer to this debate? And so as the producer, I just feel like having something really engaging, and everybody says, well, our play is so relevant, but it really is relevant. We're living in a world of fake news and alternate facts and AI and what is real, and sort of cynicism, you know, in our society. So as the producer, I just think that it's kind of endless. As an actor, I guess I really resonated with Emily, and I'm totally thrilled because for the first time in my 23 years of living in Canada, I'm actually going to be playing Emily in my own natural Australian accent. And so that was proposed to me by our director, Jennifer Clement, because we're really working with a theme of what are the facts? What is the truth? And so really feeling that on a more personal and individual level is really fun. But Emily is so strong. She's intelligent. She is passionate about what she does, and she's not, the decisions that she makes are not coming from a place of just wanting to be a powerful kind of ballsy person. They're really coming from a place of very specific thinking. And I think the engine that's driving her is story. She believes so much in the power of story. And I also really believe that. So I started a theater company because, you know, although so many people said to me, are you crazy? You know, making theater is not, it's not an easy thing to do. But I do feel really driven to do so because I think I've been really impacted by going to theater and seeing plays and experiencing stories in a way that have changed me, that have changed my mind, that have helped me develop empathy for other people's stories that I didn't know anything about. It's really changed me. And so, my higher self says, yeah, I'd like to give that to other people. And of course, you can't control how people are going to respond, to the plays that we're putting out there. But my experience tells me that when we hit on something that is really truthful and is really resonant and that does make people think and feel, audiences really like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well said. If I could add to that, as actors or creators, we're aware that people are out there doing more difficult jobs than we're doing, that people are in the trenches, and just getting up in the morning and just grinding for 8, 10, 12 hours. As far as what we do, this is the most demanding, hardest thing, probably, right? I mean, of course, being a film and TV actor has its challenges and can be grueling and ongoing. But for us, there's a director, Elia Kazan, was quoted as saying, you have to do something every 6 months that almost kills you to know you're alive. Yes. And, you do a play and it takes a toll. It takes a toll, especially when it's an independent production like this, where you don't have sort of the security of, the funding, and you don't have season ticket holders. So we're really proud, and we really consider ourselves like people who are really walking the walk and actually doing it and taking the hits. And when you have somebody like our director, Jen Clement, on board, our production designer, Peter Wild, and the rest of our crew, you're bonded together, and you just have to kind of climb that hill together. It's really exciting, It keeps you engaged in the craft in the way that we all want to be, where it's not about relaxing, and it's not about sort of a social experience. It's about rolling up your sleeves and doing the work, and that's exciting. And that when that translates to an audience, that's the greatest thing there is.
Yes. We need independent theater, and Jennifer Clement, right? She's the director, correct? Like and so having this is going to be at Studio 16, and it opens May 1st. May 1st and 2nd.
May the 2nd is our opening night, which is sold out, I'm afraid, to the public, but we have lots more tickets from May 3rd until 12th. So 10 shows only at Studio 16, which is at 7th and Granville, 1555 West 7th. And you can find out more about the show at kindredtheatre.org. And tickets are on sale now. And, we have people buying some tickets. We're so excited, to have that support. It starts to become very real. Okay. For me, I've been planning this for quite some time now. I think I pitched the play and I applied for the performance rights last June. So it's almost been a full year. And it's lovely to move from feeling sort of like just me, the producer, and my co-producers coordinating and putting things together. And it's very gratifying to have such an incredible group of people who say yes to wanting to create this work. And our audience members saying, yes, we want to come and be witness to and actually be a part of this work. So
they got to take a chance. People have to get off the couch.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to find a parking spot around there.
Mm-hmm.
The ticket prices are probably less than what you'd pay to go to the movies and get popcorn and a giant Coke and pay parking. It's not that big a risk in your life to go, I'm going to buy a ticket for the show up and take a seat and just do something different, right? It's really important for us to engage Vancouver audiences to just take a chance and do something a little bit different. Have that experience of having a performer standing 10 feet in front of you, telling their story and fighting for what they believe in. It's on a good night, it's thrilling. I would say if somebody came to this play and didn't like it, if they write to me through my acting studio's website, havenactingstudio.com, if they give a good reason why they didn't like the show and they come, I will personally refund it. I believe that anybody who comes to the show is going to go, okay, I'm glad I came.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So we just really want people to just, do something different, take a chance and get out and experience this kind of amazing thing of something happening in a room one time only. You go to a play, that's the only time that is ever going to happen. We're going to do the play the next day, but it's going to be different and the energy is going to be different. So you get to be a part of this one magical 90 minutes.
Yes. Live theater, and I'm excited to be there, and congratulations to both of you and the team. And it's such a pleasure to speak with you today, and I love to have you back, perhaps like both of you on the next project, or I would just love to have you back, as I said. It's such
Thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate your time.
Yes. Tickets. We'll get the tickets. Can you say it one more time where to buy tickets?
Yes. Tickets are at kindredtheatre.org. And that's the Canadian spelling of theatre, which is theatre. So get on there, get to it. I know from experience, having produced plays in Vancouver before, people will wait and we will turn you away our closing weekend. And it's devastating because we want to be able to share the show with as many people as possible. So I encourage audiences to come early, make a plan, find out who your date is, make dinner reservations. Our shows are at 7:30 p.m. You'll be out of there by 9 p.m. It's not a late night. We also have matinee shows on May the 5th and also the 12th. And those are 2 p.m. shows. So there is something for everyone. There's a price point for everyone. We really want to be inclusive. And kindredtheatre.org. Take a chance. Come on out. We're going to put on a show for you.
And remember that if actors like Bobby Cannavale, Daniel Radcliffe, and Cherry Jones, who are all at the top of their game, if they're driven to commit to do a play like this at that level, there's something very special about the material. Actors don't do plays unless they really, really want to and they're driven to. So when you know that kind of caliber of people are doing shows, the material, is going to come through in the end for the audiences. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, and support community theater. So I'll see you there.
Thank you so much.
Such
a pleasure. Bye.
Thank you.